nervousness in that regard. We were just tight in the first half. That's how we played. So we just knew if we played better, everything else would take care of itself. Like I said earlier, we got out-rebounded. We got out-performed from the floor. It was just an overall kind of beating in the first half. We still had a 1-point lead, so we were okay. We were in good shape. We just had to show up and play in the second half.
I know you thought those guys could play with you, but did anything surprise you about how good they were at their athleticism?
No, their bigs are pretty good. Their guards did a good job of getting in the paint, but their bigs were killing us. Off a little bit of dribble penetration, off post up and drive. So they're a quality big team. Like I said, most 16 teams have 6'6" bigs that aren't as athletic as ours. But that team matched up well for the most part. But once we got going and played our game, it didn't matter.
Rory talks a lot about building momentum once you get into a tournament.
Yeah.
The way you guys played the second half is something you built off of.
What was that?
Is that something you built off of the way you guys came out in the second half?
Yeah, Coach always says, Coach Smith taught me that you build momentum once you get in the tournament. You can't rely on what you did in the past. You gotta get something going once you start the tournament. And obviously we didn't do any of that in the first half. We can't build on anything we did in the first half. But we played better in the second half. We went back to our lockdown defense where we held them to 30% from the field. Did a little bit better on the boards. Got out and ran. Started playing Carolina basketball. So we can build off what we did in the second half. We would have liked to be able to build off what we did the whole game, but having some positive things down the stretch and getting the lead out, being able to sit out for the last couple minutes is something we can build on. I want to get on Saturday.
Was that first half kind of having to rebuild momentum? You had a couple weeks off, you had celebrated. Was it just a matter of getting back into that mindset again?
I think that is part of it. The ACC championship isn't going to get us any points in this tournament, and I think it just took us a while to get going. Similar to the way it took us a while to get going against Pitt, but now there's no time for that. There's no room for that. The 8-9 game out there with Providence and USC is going to be a great one, and we're not going to know who we played. It'll be short turnaround in terms of preparation, so there's no time to tiptoe into a game and not be the aggressor, especially with this talent of the team we have. So we got to take it at them, whoever it is, and make them play our style of basketball.
I know you don't want to play the first half the way you guys did, but is there a lot of value in things working out the way it did tonight?
I think there's a lot of value in the way we played in the second half. I don't think there's a whole lot of value in being in a tight game when it shouldn't be.
Being pushed, do you think it's good sometimes? Because everyone's going to get pushed at some point, and a couple of the guys are saying that they think getting pushed now, kind of get that fear of loss, that fear that things get in quickly. It might be good for you guys.
Yeah, and honestly, we should have had that from the beginning. If you don't win a game, that's it. There's no redos. So we should have been a little bit more fired up from the get-go. But maybe that did spark us a little bit, and light that fire that we needed. That's not going to go away. We have to keep that for the rest of the tournament. There's no time for not being the team that establishes their will in the game.
You mentioned 8-9.